flip this around. I'm actually doing a podcast, so there's nothing to see here, folks. I got up this morning and I'm transferring some of my Bitcoin from my vault, and I noticed there's something called Compound. Compound is an Ethereum token built on fintech. Now, I want you, if you're on Coinbase, watch the video, okay, of Compound. And I want you to imagine that instead of it being um, loans to existing crypto assets, they become loans to foundup. What's a foundup? A foundup is a decentralized startup built on the blockchain that levels up and becomes a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. Now, there's various kinds of DAOs, and the DAO could be one. I mean, it's completely customizable by the individuals doing the DAO. It could be a DANO being a decentralized autonomous nonprofit organization. And the staking of your crypto assets provides kind of a loan system for individuals based on their support and their structure of their DAO or DANO, right? And As these foundups grow and develop, and ultimately what this does is it eliminates the whole paradigm currently, whether it's ICOs or anything else, where success equals access to closed capital networks. The staking of your assets in let's say the seed Dano on the foundups blockchain, built in a similar way, or basically it would be a clone of Compound, but you would just change certain things around. The voting system's in there. That voting system would be for the DAOs, or the foundups that become DAOs. A foundup, ultimately there are various different stages, and it ultimately becomes a DAO. And the access to the funds are there, available to the teams to develop their project, which is checked by the community. So this is a closed infrastructure, framework, where it's very different from, for example, some of the other things out there where it's there. I can't think of the name of it. There's a number of ecosystems out there, and I don't like any of them. But the one thing I don't like is that Compound is built on Ethereum, and there's Ethereum. There's some intrinsic things that are problematic with Ethereum, with scaling and stuff, that supposedly they're going to fix. Now, if something like Compound could be built on Cardano, right? A vehicle for Danos. That's why I like Cardano, Charles's. Then it poses kind of an interesting thing. I'm just waiting for the right tools to come about for the whole disruption of the current paradigm. And we're getting there. We're still maybe 5 years out. I don't know. But if you think of, going back to Compound, if you think of Compound, instead of the assets as being projects, think of the government system as a management system for these projects, right? And create a tokenization system within it. So when I create a project, automatically creates a finite tokenization foundup. A foundup only has, let's say, 17 million tokens. These tokens operate in a quasi-similar function like Bitcoin, where they drip into a fund, and those participating in the foundup ultimately earn those tokens. In earning those tokens, you're also staking with other things. You have to be a staker. The stake ultimately creates the funds and access to liquidity to launch your idea. So in the voting system, so when I was watching the Compound video, I always watch everything in the point of view of foundups, right? A founder with an idea for a decentralized startup. that isn't owned by anyone. The whole idea, the whole problem with startups, there's a bunch of stakeholders on it, and they basically have control of it. Whereas imagine a community driven by ideas that then become these entities, but they're owned by the community. They're owned by the stakeholder, and the stakeholder are the consumers, the collaborators, and the creators, the three C's on that. So foundups is open source. The name is open source. I'm looking for developers. I'm just now an advisor. So if someone has money, someone has access to teams, there is a, there's a team in Nigeria working on it, and Ahmed, a talented young guy. I just don't have the energy, right? After 9 years of banging my head, I need someone young, someone excited with my work, who would want to move the idea forward. So whether that's Ahmed or someone else, but we're getting closer. Maybe it's just not time. I know when the time is right, it will happen. So all I can do is to say the word, is to invoke that thing into being. So for 9 years, I've been saying the words. But look at Compound. Think of Compound, is my point of this whole video, is look at Compound. Think of Compound as an ecosystem for launching ideas, their tokenization framework, and could it be forked for that? And if so, would there be interested individuals, in doing that? And if so, I would be interested in working and consulting and bringing basically my work, which pretty much exists in my head, right? Because it's the safest place. There is a wiki. I put a lot of my ideas on a wiki, foundups wiki, that you can follow and read. And you can always contact me and ping my head. Anyway, that's all. Take care. Bye. I'm Dow Dude.